It's Saturday. I didn't get sick. I felt nauseous when I left work Friday, but it's just too hot, I think. It cooled down. I'm feeling pretty good now. It's hot outside. My buddy Kyle in Mount Vernon, I don't know what he's doing. He sent me a picture where it looks like he's camping, but he asked if I'd water and feed his dog today. And his dog had got out of the cage and got on the porch in the shade and wasn't really running around in the yard, wasn't really, was just kind of hanging out on the front porch, I think waiting for Kyle to get back. Because there's a part under the fence he can push his head up under and get out. He found a way out. I'm about to go to the thrift store with Brittany, but I'm not going to go live with it. I'm not going to record it. We're going to go over there and give her time to be able to really hang out and enjoy the experience of looking around and getting out of the house and everything. I got my super comfortable crocheted shoes. Crocheted. I'm in the process of getting of learning the craft. That's next up on the agenda. Brittany don't know how to do it, so I'm going to have to learn how to do it so I can teach her how to do it. Not really for shoes as much as maybe rugs and shade cloths, and I don't know. You can make almost anything with crochet. I think what they should do is they should take rubber bands and crochet rubber bands into the bottom of them. That would be a massive improvement for grip. So I'm going to learn how to crochet, teach Brittany how to crochet. We're going to crochet us some shoes, crochet some rubber bands. Because like you would, it's comfortable. It's a very comfortable shoe. It lets air out and everything. But the problem is you don't have a lot of like grip. So if you was to get in a fight, now if you want to run in a grocery store and slide, which Brittany don't like it. She's like, don't be doing that. But if I'm like running in the grocery store, I can just stop like socks and just slide really far in the grocery store on the floor. But you wouldn't want to walk on a roof with it. You wouldn't want to get in a fight with it. So crochet is a technique where you got this hook and like a little tiny hook on the end of a stick that you use to make loops in yarn and make like chains of yarn and tie it back to itself in like little circles, and it's all linked together. You can make blankets, the shapes of animals, the shapes of shoes. You could crochet into the shape of, it's like, I don't know, it's some type of advanced weaving type, I don't know. Mama and Granny Gail crochets. Zoe Richardson. Daniel G. Brown. Who are you talking about? Talking about Zuri Richardson. I know a Baron Richardson, and I know a Daniel Horn. I don't know a Zuri Richardson. And I had a pen name. But I'm Paul Dustin Browning. And it's Saturday. I'm about probably at 6 o'clock. The thrift store closes. I'm planning on taking Brittany there maybe 2 to 4. I got squash. I'm gonna cook some squash with onions, and I probably don't need to drink anymore before I drive. I drank a little bit, but I never drank, so I have no tolerance. So, one thing that if I got viewers and I say this statement, the viewers normally just they completely go away in a hurry. If I say, I think we should just let Iran have nuclear energy and nuclear warheads because Pakistan has nukes, China has nukes, Israel has nukes, and Russia has nukes, and they're in the middle of all these countries. And I don't think they're just going to Pakistan and India always say they're going to go nuclear war with each other, and then right before it happens, they back out because shit, the other side has nukes too. And I think there'd just be more world peace and more free trade moving across the region, and it'd just be better if Iran it gets a lot of rain, and then it just floods, and then the water just runs off the land. And I think that it would just be beneficial to let these people have nuclear power plants and have energy and have the safety and security with having nuclear weapons so Israel doesn't invade them or Pakistan or India or just everybody in the area. I think would chill out more if there was like just a more balance of power there. And I'm not, and like we start, how they start with October 7th or whatever. With Iran, they like to start at the moment that Iran takes American hostages. A lot of older people will be like, don't you remember that they took hostages? Yeah, and I remember they let them go about at the time Reagan coming into office. But they don't tell you that the CIA went in there helping Britain out and overthrowing their legitimate elected officials and putting in puppet governments and all the whole reason why they got mad. It's just like Pearl Harbor. They don't like go back and be like, well, England was fighting Japan and we were giving them fuel and bullets and everything and supply before they were attacked us and we forced them into it. They don't really you can really mislead the public and everybody if you just give dates and events and leave out the context, and you could be very misleading with that. And I don't really think that, I think most of the reason Iran even has any animosity toward the United States is only because of our support to Israel when they know the facts on the ground that Israel is and slowly, systematically genociding the Palestinians. And then there's a lot of Americans that don't care because they know that Muslims are really not in line with our values. And I agree with that. They're not. But I think the Muslims are more like outspoken about what they believe, and the Jews are more quiet about it. And the Jews really, they have control of the banks and the media. And they're leading in AI and cybersecurity and robotics, and they're really attacking all their neighbors. And then it's really hard as an American to try to condemn it because of how we expanded upon the Indians. And just like throughout history, those that are able to make use of resources take the land and resources from those who are not. And so it just seems inevitable that Israel will take the land from the Palestinians. The Palestinians stand no chance. But is it right? It doesn't seem right. But it's hard as an American to be like, you can't just go over there and colonize the area and take that land because, come all the way from England and just be like, go all the way to California from the East Coast. I mean, but damn, it seemed like if you empathize with the Palestinians, it seems like Israel's really sadistic. Well, they are sadistic. I mean, they do it on a level that the Americans didn't really do. At least with the Indians were torturing people and scalping people, enslaving people, and always moving around and attacking people. But the Palestinians, I mean, it's kind of different because they take their cattle, they blow up their houses, they move them to worse areas, they inconvenience them by giving them law. Like, if you're a Palestinian, you have a different license plate, and you are not allowed to be on all the convenient roads. So whereas you used to be able to just like walk across the street and go to work, now you got to drive like all the way around a mountain, all the way back all around and burn up all your gas to get to work and back. And they purposely make these people's lives really hard and difficult because they want to discourage them from being in the land. But they believe God told them they can do this. They believe God was like, look, go to these people, tell them I give you this land. If they don't leave, kill them. And so they believe they can just do it. I don't know why they lie about it. I don't know why people believe them when they lie about it, but they really, oh, there, everybody's gone now. Yeah. Well, that's how it goes. Everybody left on that. But yeah, that's what's going on. I'm not gonna. Normally, I repeat it when I get like new people watching after people left, but I'm gonna post this later, so I'm not gonna talk about the same thing. It's about time for me to go to the store anyway. This incubator, it's already past the first week. I'm gonna have to go in here today and triple the amount of water that's in that tray in the bottom. That's Celsius, by the way. That's 37.5 Celsius, not Fahrenheit. That's just the way that machine is. Which I think that's around like very close to 100 degrees, maybe a little less. I don't know. I got a hole in the wall. I like it though. There's some ventilation in this place. This back part of this house is actually a log cabin. Oh, I was talking on a live stream. Are we about to go to the thrift store? But this handling and stuff up. Really, if I go into the attic, that's the only way to really show you. It's like almost 200 years old now. The house is almost 200 years old now. I'm talking on the live stream. I'm gonna climb up here. I guess I'm gonna get a chair. This will be easier to hold on a live stream. I'm gonna show the inside of that log cabin part of the house, and then we're gonna go to. I could just pull myself up there, but if I pull myself up there, I'd probably have to put my camera in my pocket. So. Oh yeah, I decided that I want to go and do a video of the attic. I think I'm gonna have to use both hands no matter what. I'm gonna sit that here. If I don't knock it into the fucking wall. All right, I'm in here. Look at this. We used to have a rule with me and my brothers. Like 15 of our friends and whatever. Some people were like, we should put a ladder up there. And we were just like, nope. If you don't have the upper body strength to get up in there, then you don't get to be up there. So that's how it was. I'm gonna move that wire a little bit. You see, I can't stand on that part. I'll fall through. I can only stand on those. And these are in the way. So see, I'm having to do this. Every time I see that hole, see the light shining there? That reminds me of a Greek legend. When I see those, I remember the start of the Macedonian kings, how these Greeks went into northern Macedonia to a people who were shepherds who could barely defend their flocks from all the invaders. Oh, I didn't even know this was missing from here. That's why that water started leaking in the room. I definitely got to fix this. Definitely. All right, I stepped there. I can get up here. I definitely got to fix that. I did not know that Helene had knocked off this piece of tin. That explains why water's dripping in the hallway. I need to put tin here instead of a bucket down there. But dang, like if I was in like, if the Chinese was trying to occupy that trailer from here, all right, now you step down in here and you can start seeing what I'm talking about how, and this is where old Keith thinks that whole naked man ghost was living. The old man that built the general store, that built this place, that used to own a hog farm and turpentine. See, I built that so I could step here. I also brought some power in here. Also got a lot of slack in here so that I can add stuff later, but I didn't. But I can't step there or I'll fall through. And I've never put a floor in here. Oh, I'm just gonna do like, it cuts out if I pan the camera like that. I'm gonna try to show you. I just got my feet wide and I gotta just hobble over like this. But see how that inside part of the house, the first part of the house got like 4 or 5 different additions built onto it. But originally, the man who built the general store over here in Advance between McRae and Alamo, Georgia, he built this log cabin. And this is very sturdy in storms. But you see those logs, they go straight down. And there's a chimney on the other side. Let's see. We've been taking. That's where Mama clear cut all that lumber. And over there, they said they put solar panels, but these doors open up. See, I'm gonna open them and let more heat out the attic. See, there's some butterfly bushes out there. Luke never liked these bushes. He always tried to cut them down, and I always try to scatter the seed. And he's gone, and I'm still here. I'm gonna move them. See, I put them out there too, but it used to be shaded with trees, but now they get sunlight and they're expanding faster. But I'm gonna take a lot of those plants because they're like scheduled to be sprayed with herbicide. That ain't cool. Also, Helene's got some knocked off of here, and we don't ever go in that side bathroom, but I bet it's been leaking down there. So I gotta put tin up there in both of those places. But that's that. It's hot up here because it's all right. The chimney. Now they built onto this house. It goes straight for a while, and then it goes to the right. It's always easy to get out of this part because you can use the logs like stairs. And then there's the old roof. So you're able to just walk up the logs and use the old roof to like put your back up against as you move your foot to step there. And then you also have the rafter like up here to put your hand. So it's always way easier to get out than in. Always. And then you still got the old roof that you can push off of. That light spot I'm talking about, that reminds me of when the Macedonian kings were the Greeks of Argos, they had went into Macedonian territory, a people of shepherds, always harassed by the Thracians and even the other Greeks. And they were protecting their flocks, and they asked for payment, and the chieftain was just going to send them away with nothing. He said, I'll give you that little spot of sunshine. And instead of getting mad about it, this is why Alexander the Great has that sun on his breastplate, is because instead of getting mad about it, they drew a circle around it, and they said, okay, they claimed it. And over time, those Greek brothers would gain in power and influence, and they would become the kings of Macedonia, who later on Alexander the Great would descend from. That family had a lot of political assassinations in it. But when I see those little pinholes in the roof, that sun shines through, it always makes me think about that. There's all these wires. See, like on the other side, there's this middle part of the house. You see where that roof line is there? That is where the living room and kitchen is. And it goes to the right quite a far distance because the master bedroom and bathroom are out that way. And then my room is on the other side of this chimney going, no, it's behind me. That right there's the washroom right there. But behind me, right here behind that is my room. And then back there is what used to be Luke's and Jacob and Noah's and Josh's. And all right. So it makes it easier to get down to already have the chair. That is there. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got to get hydrated a little bit and take Brittany to the thrift store. So y'all have a good day. And I'm out of here for now.